like you never picked up a ball till that day, Paul.
She's an EGOT winner, bro.
I ain't got nothing.
Thank you.
I'm right. I'm wrong. Maybe you rode trains.
What?
Yo, what's good? It's your boy KaVaughn Webb. You already know what it is, and I'm checking in on another episode of Choppin' It Up. I'm here with my boy, Lance Sweatpants. Tell him how you feeling, Lance.
I'm feeling marvelous, spectacular with a side of amazing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, shit. Man, y'all already know what it is. We back, bringing the vibes, here to talk about the culture, the sports, and everything that's just hot in the streets and new. Shit, man, there's been so many things that's been going on. Honestly, a lot has been going on. Dope shit to get into. But we're going to get into a couple of things that, you know, as we always do, are near and dear to our heart. You know what I mean? The sports, the culture, music, and just everything that's going on that like I said, we're feeling. So without further ado, let's just get into this first topic here. Shit, man, I forget. I'm gonna let you kick it off, Lance. I'm gonna let you kick it off. What was your first topic that you did want to talk about?
Shit, that John. I'm gonna say, fuck all that. I was just gonna say, starting off here. I don't know if this would be. Should I do the promo for the later, or should I do it now, boss?
Promo.
Just doing the shit because I was just gonna say I feel good as hell about filming what I filmed earlier today.
Oh, fuck it, yeah, yo.
Yeah, we can start it off with that.
Yeah, let's get
started off.
Tell them what you got into. Yeah, tell them about what you got into earlier today.
So basically, today was the pilot episode of some shit that I have yet to name. I really want to go with Life of Lance. I just don't know if that shit sounds hella corny or not. But definitely just vlog shit. Today was the first episode. It was at a little restaurant doing a little food review. You know how them folks be getting down. Went out there with my boy that I work with. He actually does some real good camera work. Pause that up. He's just that's what he does. And yeah, we got to it, filmed about like 20 minutes, and it was a fun ass time. Shout out to the place that we went to. I'm gonna let y'all see it when it drops. I don't want to give too much away because I definitely want y'all motherfuckers to watch it. And it was fun, it was good, and it was just a whole new, avenue in which we're going. You got the gaming channel and Chopping It Up. I got Chopping It Up, and then that, and then we just hopefully now with the addition of him, me and you can actually get on the streets together and really do some wild shit. So it was a great thing seeing some shit start up and just doing it, pause that up.
Yeah.
But
yeah, man.
just
I'm gonna
doing
say, ain't that the best feeling right there? Just getting out there and doing it. Like, after you create something, like that feeling, that feeling right there after you create something. That's just, I don't know. I mean, as creators, people, who create out there, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, whenever you do anything creative, whether it's painting a painting, making these videos, making music, whatever it is, after you get done and you finish that product, especially when you finish it the full way through, but even the initial parts, like the bulk of the work, the recording process, the initial drawing, any of that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, once you knock out that and you kind of see the framework or something, that feeling is just nothing better. That, you created that from scratch, though. That's the cool part, about it. It's not something that you bought at the store, you went out and had to get for somebody gave it to you. It's something that you created from scratch, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that feeling right there, man, I'm sure you were fucking hyped, you know what I'm saying, after that.
No, it was great. It was great. The food was great, service was great, but like I said, I'm gonna let y'all see what we got into.
Sure.
But yeah, it was a fun time. I don't want to take up too much time, but yeah, just letting y'all know that this shit really is more than just, bullshitting to us. Shit that we take serious. Like, that cost me like a good 50 beans. And not saying that it's about the bread, but yeah, that if you want to be financial about it, that video definitely cost me $50. Am I hoping to make a return on it? No.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a video to get out there. But it's more or less that thought process of we're gonna do it anyways, and we live in an era where everyone can have an opinion, everyone can do this shit. It just takes a matter of if you're gonna do it. So just cool to be doing it and putting shit out there.
Yeah, how to say, man, it's just cool to just put things in the ethos and, like I said,
Yep.
let people view it, let people see it, and judge it for what they feel, and let them, you know, let them share your creativeness, and you know what I mean, and let them experience that, and just
Yep.
like I said, see what people say. You know what I mean? Get good feedback, bad feedback, whatever. It doesn't matter. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Just like I said, just creating, putting things out in the ethos for
And
people to see. So experience.
Yep. I was gonna say, and at the end of the day, too, another like I guess another positive that's kind of cool with this is the I guess in a sense of if you only do positive reviews, in which I don't think I do because I'm too honest of a person sometimes. But you know, the promo that comes with it, the quid pro quo that comes with it, the you know, this was a good restaurant. I'm gonna give you some shout out. You're gonna give this, you know what I mean? It's gonna feed everyone basically. Pause.
Yeah.
But it's cool to see that dynamic. That's the word I was looking for. That dynamic of you know what I mean? Just I don't know, because I think my target will definitely be more mom and pop after that. Not saying that it was a bad experience or anything. I just, you know, thinking along those lines, like, damn, I could spotlight, you know, local things around here.
Yeah.
So why not?
Yeah, dope experiences, man. Dope experiences.
You're Jones on red.
I figured, I forgot to change it. I was going to tell myself I forgot to change it. I did forget to change it.
Is the other Joe in charge or not?
Yeah, I got you.
All right,
I got you. But yeah, hold up. But yeah, I'll just finish it off real quick.
Yep.
But yeah, dope experiences. I was going to say, yeah, man. You just definitely want to just focus on having that. Like, don't even focus on where. It's cool that you can highlight, because I know what you're saying. You want to have that Keith Lee effect in that way, wherever it was. It doesn't have to just be food. It's just like highlighting people that deserve it. You know what I mean?
That's all. That's all.
Really wouldn't get that shine.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, yeah,
even
cool
if my shit only hits 20 people, fuck it.
No, for sure. No, it's cool that you want to do that for people. That's, like I said, that's awesome. But let me go ahead and switch this, and we'll get back real quick.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Yeah, my fault. You already know what it is. Had to change the battery. You know what I mean? Blah, 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 blah. My bad, y'all. My bad. But anyways, I know we were speaking about, you doing the whole life of Lance, or, you know what I mean, whatever it's going to be, to be determined. You know what I mean? And I was saying to you just about like the dope experiences, because I know you were saying, you're going to highlight mom and pop shops, or, you wouldn't go into something that's a little bit more mainstream or whatever. But yeah, I just think bringing dope experiences to your audience is what you want to focus on. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, yeah, man.
But yeah, so that's it. If you want me, I don't know if you want to get into the VR shit now, or if you want to save that. That's up to you.
We can go straight to it. I didn't even get a chance to really look at anything else other than the one time I was talking about with the basketball. But yeah, we can go to the VR.
All right, so basically, I don't want to spend too much time, because it's not like there is a lot of time to be had on it. Mostly just a lot of opinions and speculation, I guess you could say. We just had a showcase for VR, basically just highlighting the games that are coming out soon, either this year or next year. And we had a couple that are, I don't know if they're going to go under that title of AAA, but there are some games that are coming that are from established franchises, I should say. So a couple of them right now are Hitman 3 is coming to VR. Metro, I don't know if anyone knows about those Metro games. I don't know shit about Metro, but Metro Awakening is the name of the newest installment coming to VR. Zombie Army is coming to VR. And as we mentioned before, Batman Arkham Shadow, I believe it's called, is coming to VR.
Okay.
So that's 4 games off the top that we know are coming to VR. That are some heavy hitting franchises. Like, they each have their own fan bases. And the one game that is not like a known franchise, it's just trying to make a name for itself, is Behemoth, which is coming out this year. I believe that's coming out in November, I want to say. But yeah, that game is that's going to be like the highlight of the year. But regardless, all I wanted to say was it is cool to see that there's a lot of, I guess, I don't want to say that there's a lot of money being put into this shit, but there is a lot of money being put into it. And that's what it's going to take in order for us to see more people get involved. Because like I told you earlier in the week, or maybe even last week, I'm not a graphics guy. I don't give a fuck about the graphics when it comes to these games. It's more about the immersion. But there are a couple games that are trying to do a lot of cinematic shit without graphics, and it's like, bro, come on, you're like, it's a bit too ambitious. Like, I see what you're thinking, but like, it comes off as fucked up if you don't have the graphics behind it. So it's good to see that there's money getting put into this shit, to see that hopefully, it'll turn into better graphics being implemented across the board.
Yeah.
But it's just cool. Like I said, seeing those titles, they got some franchises that are, they got some solid names behind them. So I'm just excited to see them do what they do and give y'all some good feedback in terms of how they play and, what the outcome is. There's a couple of new headsets coming out. We'll see if it correlates to some purchases or if VR is truly just going to remain a niche thing for the next 5 to 10 years or forever, you know what I mean? But it's very cool to see that this is in the near future. So
I do believe it still may be niche. I'll say. I think it's a good point. I think it still will be niche, but I do believe it will be a growing niche over the next 5 to 10 years here. I don't know what it is again that will, break it into the mainstream. Like that of gaming, computing world, technology world.
yeah,
We'll see. Again, for me, it definitely feels like it has to be something social. I mean, I won't say I won't say that consoles and all that all was determined by a social setting, but in a way it was, because although we
yeah,
didn't have online gaming back then, we used to go to other people's houses. We used to go to your crib, and you know what I mean, like, yo, load up the Xbox or load up the fucking PS2, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
yep.
Put on that SmackDown versus Raw. Or
Throw
put
that
that
shit
fucking
on
2K.
right
You know what
now.
I'm saying? Yeah, let's
Yep.
get it. You know what I mean? So it was always a social thing. So again, for me, it's probably gonna have to be some type of social phenomenon that's gonna help, spread it and make it be like, okay, it's acceptable. Let's all do
Yep.
this. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it's kind of just like you said, it's a niche. It's people who are into that type of thing. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But the other thing I was going to ask about before I do get too far into this, you mentioned that Batman's coming to it, Arkham Knight or whatever, I believe, right?
Arkham Shadow.
Arkham Shadow.
Yep.
Because they already have one on there, don't they? Do they have
No.
one? No, they don't have
Nope.
one. So this is the first Batman that will be on
Yep.
there. Okay,
Yep.
so that's cool. So that's a great game to try to do something like that.
Yep.
It's definitely a great game to try to do something like that. I was going to ask though. The question I had was, what were the big players that you were saying? Do you know any of the players, like any of the development studios? Like, who are the players that are like that are starting to put money into this? That we'll see. You know what I mean?
I don't necessarily know. The people who made the Batman game, though, the people who are making Arkham Shadow, are also the same people who made the Iron Man game, the official Iron Man game. So they have some weight within this shit, because that game is like revered as one of the greatest,
Okay.
like AAA, you know what I mean, things. And I'm not saying that it was a AAA game, but like they're saying like that's something that you could see like, damn, in the future that's gonna be some crazy shit. Because it was, I mean, you could only imagine the fucking Iron Man. What's the shit's name? Is it Jarvis? I think it's Jarvis. You could only imagine just like, bro, especially on a high tech Quest, like or even the Apple Vision, where there's eye tracking, and you know what I mean. You're playing Iron Man like that. That could get fucking wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's those same people. Skydance, I forget. Skydance is behind Behemoth, which was that game, like I said, which is coming out. I'm not quite sure. I know that they have other titles that are in VR. Oh, they're behind. Okay, so I'm stupid, but again, I don't play this, so I won't know. They're behind The Walking Dead, both games.
Okay.
And both of those games are like even my little brother, he said he spent like weeks within I'm pretty sure the first Walking Dead. Yeah. The first Walking Dead game, he was like, yeah, I spent weeks in there. Like,
I would say I think a lot of people like those games from what I did hear. I never played them, but from what I did hear, definitely well received.
It's basically like the survival that like Vinny likes.
That they're doing,
you know what I mean? But it's just it's just very for me, I'm a bitch, man. If it's too scary in VR, bro, I can't fuck with it. And I played probably 10 minutes in the first game and bitched out. I was like, yeah, bro, I know I gotta go up these steps. I know what's up them steps. I can't go up them steps.
Yeah.
That's what was going on. But it's fun because it's definitely, it just shows like it's a different experience than playing it on a flat screen TV. You might be more courageous on a flat screen TV. You might even run up the stairs on a flat screen TV. But when it's like you in the game, you are the character in the scary movies then. Are you going to go after that sound? You going something just went off in the kitchen. You better go investigate. That's you in these games. Like it's you. It's scary as hell.
Yeah. Definitely not investigate.
Yeah. That's how I feel. I can't do it.
But yeah, I mean, again, like we've said before, and like I've commented on the VR before, excited where it can go. I mean, I definitely want to dabble into it, but again, I'm definitely one of those people who are like on the fence with it. It's just we'll see. I think somehow, like I said, people have to have a way to experience it, just somehow. You know what I mean? Because people just aren't able to just see why it's worth it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like one of those things that most people just like, yo, I'm gonna go to my friend's house, or you go over to a friend's house and it's like, oh, you guys are playing? Oh, let me just try it. You're just not gonna see that very often. So it's like you're just not getting that same type of word to mouth type of spread, the type of marketing that you would with a PS2, like I said back in the day. So, but just to keep things rolling, I was gonna say a couple of things that I seen here that I was reading is funny as hell. What's it called? But we can definitely go on a topic we actually was talking about earlier. We talking about Gucci Mane and Jeezy. Trolling on that shit. I was like, yeah, he was just straight disrespectful, man. Straight disrespectful. Like that there was no reason for him to snap out when he had the verses talking about his homie Pookie Loke and everything. Because again, like I said, even though it's a versus, they're still there to celebrate, each other as artists and big up each other as artists. Yeah, I mean during that time because it's really it's dead at this point. They don't even do it no more.
And John went south
super quick. I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened because it was funny and it was good, but I don't know what happened at the end. They sold it to Triller. I want to say they sold it to Triller or somebody like that, but yeah, I don't know what they did with the platform.
What, they sold the episode?
No, they sold the platform. Timberland and Swiss Beats were the one that started it, and then they sold it to Triller, from what I understand. Triller or one of those platforms like that.
Versus. Okay.
They sold.
Okay. Damn. So that's why it's just been put on the back burner.
No, I mean, I'll say when they sold it to them, they did a bunch of stuff, and they made it crazy the way they did it. You know what I mean? And that's where they were having all those performances, like the Gucci Mane one, and then they had the DMX and Snoop Dogg one. They had the Shanti and I think Keisha Cole, I want to say something like that. But yeah, they had a couple of them. You know what I mean? Well, they turned them up, and it was good stuff. But I don't know. I just like I said, I don't know whatever happened to it. Like they were supposed to have a Drake versus, I don't know, Kanye or something like that. It was something. It was something they were supposed to do. I think it was like a Drake versus Kanye, and that's why they ended up doing that whole like concert thing too. Basically, it was something like that. You know what I mean? Because you know they did the Larry
Yeah.
Hoover concert and shit. And
Yeah. I remember that.
basically just like that. It's basically just like the same thing. So funny to think about it because I know Kanye was thinking that whole thing the same that whole time. He's probably like, "Yeah, I'm going with that." Hey, they was
Yeah.
wrong. They was on. They was cool, but he probably still was like, "I'm watching." Which, to be honest, he definitely did because if you listen to the sets, Kanye says just way better, way better. Like the hits are just more classic. You know what I mean? Drake was doing a lot of new stuff though. To be honest, to be fair to him as well.
Yeah.
To be fair, he was doing a lot of new stuff. So, but just to say, the thing I did see though about Gucci Man, because I just had to get that out there. That shit was it.
Oh, you had something to say about Gucci Man. Okay, yeah.
What I saw when I was reading shit, there was this video of him walking in Milan, I guess, in Italy and shit, and nobody recognized him. They just walked right past. Nobody knew who he was, and it's just funny to say that because it's like, man, star power, man. Like, you think you're a star until you go to these different countries. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers like Michael Jackson would get flooded in them streets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Still, don't matter where he's at. Like, they know that guy. You know what I mean? They know him. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when it comes to, I said, when I see something like that, it's like, it really puts into perspective, definitely, where rap is, too, as well, as a music genre, as a total. Because, yeah, his rap is as a music genre in total as well, because he's, because it's just like, damn, I'm thinking, don't get me wrong, I feel like the backbone of music right now is hip hop. You know what I mean? Every beat you listen to, doesn't matter if it's a pop song, doesn't matter if it's a like I said, a hip hop song. It doesn't matter if it's a freaking R&B song. It all has like a hip hop backbone to it. And if you want to call that jazz or a soul breakbeat, whatever, you know what I mean, you know what I mean, that's what it is. Either way, nowadays, like I said, when you're hearing a lot of 808s, you're hearing a lot of that snare. That's what I'm saying. You're hearing that hip hop backbone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, I mean, maybe not so much of a Gucci Man, but like for him not to be recognized at the same time, because he is Gucci. It's not as like, not like he, like, I don't know, one of these other younger rappers that haven't had as much of a tenure. Like Gucci Man had a tenure. He's been here for a while. You know what I'm saying? So for him not to be recognized, it definitely puts into perspective of where rap music is still today. Like it's still not respected, I want to say, maybe like a pop or like R&B or just like singing is. You know what I mean? Rap is just, I feel like they still just put it in this box in a way. Even though the youth, I feel like the youth just thrives on it so much because like the other side of this, and I know I'm being long with it, so I'm sorry. I got
that's fine.
pass this off to you.
You good.
But I was just going to say the other side is that you think about it, you look at Kanye and his Carnival record, that record Carnival. You got all those dudes over there, and I don't know where that was, where they were. You know what I mean? Over there where he went and performed. What's up? They going crazy to that shit. You know what I'm saying? They love it.
That Jones the crazy shit.
And Kanye West probably wouldn't be able to walk the streets out there. But again, that's Kanye at the same time, too. So he was dating Kim Kardashian. So
no, but I look at that type shit and I'm just like, man, that's the beauty of life. I always like it reminds me of the scene in The Dark Knight at the end of the movie when Batman and his butler are looking at each other. They're at that little luncheon and they're just looking at each other, and that's like how the movie ends. Because like you were supposed to think that like Batman died, but let alone he knew what was going on because he saw him at that little John. But it's like it kind of just reminds me of like that, where it's like, man, like you said, you just it's humbling, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, you could be so high and yet no one knows who the fuck you are.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's kind of inspiring in a way. And like nowadays, because I guess back in the day, like in order to reach this thing of like success and fame and like rich, you had to be famous. You know what I mean? And now it's like you really don't gotta be. No one has to know no one does know who half these motherfuckers are. the people that I look up to, when I show them, I'm like, man, I'm inspired by so and so and so and so on YouTube, and I show them to my friends and shit, and they're like, I don't know who the fuck that is. And I'm like, damn, well, they got almost 1 million people. So like 1 million people know who the fuck they are. You know what I mean? And it's, yeah, that's kind of like fame, but like, I don't know if we're like desensitized to what fame is, or if like fame has just gotten bigger. You know what I mean? Like in the sense of 1 million ain't 1 million no more. 1 million sales ain't 1 million. $1 million ain't $1 million. It's just not the same no more. You know what I mean? So maybe we just downplay it to a sense. But yeah.
I can't say that we downplay it. I think that I mean, in a way, you could say yeah, because it's just so like maybe in a way we're conditioned because you see so many YouTube creators, you see so many artists, you see so many companies sell in the millions, sell in the thousands, hundreds of thousands. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
maybe you're a little desensitized or conditioned, to feel like that's how it's supposed to go. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't say we're completely, you know what I mean? Because it's like it's still a lot. You know what I mean? I think more so with today, we're realizing what we're seeing is just the way that we're able to again to communicate information. That's all this is. Like some people follow people for information. Some people follow people for, what I mean, like advice on dating, advice on financial stuff. You know what I mean? Some
Yep.
people are looking to find, oh, this guy teaches me how to fix my car better. You know what I mean? Whatever it is. Like, so the exchanging information is the biggest thing. So it's like the way we're able to exchange information now with, the TikToks and like I said, the videos. I can send you a video. We're on this shit right here talking and recording the podcast, you know what I mean, for the world to see and talk to about,
Yep.
our thoughts and our opinions on things. So it's like the way we're able to communicate that information, I think that in the way we're able to like hone in on following, I guess you could say, information and following sources and stuff like that, that capability has never been to the extent we've had it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To today, you know what I'm saying? Because like
Yeah. No,
at
hell
this
yeah.
point, like I said, what? I want to say I don't know, 20 years ago. I act like I'm old as shit. But like,
yeah, though.
but back in the day, 15, 20 years ago, when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? First getting a phone, maybe at like 11, 12, you know, I'll say before that, even before that, you know what I mean? 9, 10, uh, to hang out with your friends. I know we said this before. You got to go to their door. You know what I mean? You had to go to their house, ring the
Yep.
doorbell, knock on the door. You know what I mean? It wasn't, yo, come outside. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It wasn't none
Exactly.
of that shit. You know what I'm saying? But now that you can do that, like I said, it has changed the landscape of things in so many different ways, for better and for worse. But at the same time,
Yep.
you just got to take it and roll with the punches, and use it for what you can. And I'm glad that we're able to create. That we're able to create, man. So, it's just cool. I just think that, like I said, again, I kind of went so far off on a tangent.
No, that's fine.
That communication of information is what it is at
Yeah.
the end of the day. That's why everybody's able to follow and find people. It's like, yeah, it's fame. It is fame to those people, I'd say. It's not fame of what you're talking about, like how you were saying back in the day, Hollywood type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
The Hollywood type shit of back in the day, superstardom that you're talking about, yeah, you had to be famous. People had to like you had to win
Yep.
the crowd over. You had to be that shit. You know what I'm saying? You had to be
Yep.
that person. I mean, that guy. I'm not saying that you don't got to be that guy now, because you don't got to be that guy to please everyone. You just got to be that guy to please your audience, the people that fuck with you and what
Yep.
relate to you. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So, is it still fame? Yeah. Is it the fame of the old days? Maybe not. You know what I mean? Or traditional fame? Let's call it traditional fame. Is it traditional fame? Maybe not. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, it's still
But it's
really
still
cool to see.
cool. It's
Yeah.
still cool. It doesn't matter though. Like,
That's why I
you
was
don't
saying
need
it's
traditional fame.
inspiring.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you don't need it. Like,
That's why I was saying it's inspiring, because I think now more than ever, even the reason why I'm so, I guess, willing to do this and just to put myself out there is like, bro, you just never know. And it's also the sense of like, Again, it's kind of like that time capsule shit that me and you were talking about. I don't know if we talked about that on the pod or off the pod.
We definitely put
But
it on here. It's definitely on one.
Just
Go check the shit out.
yeah, exactly. But just the time capsule effect of everything, as well as this is something that I can teach. You know, like we always say, I can teach my kids to do this, even if it's from the behind the camera perspective. The dude that was shooting me for the video that I did today, I'm like, dude, if I just wasn't a fucking dickhead in high school, I would have been in one of those classes that they fucking did that shit in.
Yeah.
Dickhead, dumbass, retard, whatever you want to call me. Like, that's me. But just seeing how easy it is to be like, yo, son, this is an easy ass thing. Look around you when you go out. When you go out, wherever you go out, when you go on vacation, when you go to the beach, how many people are YouTubers out there? All right. And how many of them are having people shoot them with a camera? Okay. You do the math there, son. And by the time you're old, it's going to be a lot of fucking YouTubers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it already is.
You know what I mean? But by that time, it's going to be a fucking... You think cable TV's bad right now? Wait till YouTube and every cameras is just cheap. Like, it's already diluted, but you know what I'm saying. When it's just like, my kids have access to everything, and yeah, everyone grew. Like, I think, what? Are our kids, not saying that right now, well, I guess it would be right now, because it's not like we grew up in that. So it would be our kids that are the kids that are right now. They're the ones saying, like, I want to be a TikToker. I want to be a YouTuber when I get older.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's different. That's the first generation of that.
Oh, that, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I think that will set the bar up to here. And then, you know what I mean? Like, because we had a lot of fucking people tell us to not do that shit, to not do it, to don't fuck with that. That's a waste of time. So that put us behind the bar. You know what I mean? And yet time just said, yeah, this is what the fuck is going to happen.
Yeah.
But I get on that to just say, like, yeah, you could, not to get on a tangent, but like, you can see these trends, but then also at the same time prepare for them. Don't just see them. Like, and that's something that I wish I could do, because you know me, I listen to a lot of that music that no one fucking listens to. But it's like every once in a while, I'll hit on someone where it's like, all right, they're really fucking good and no one knows about them, but then in a month or two, they're the most known person in the fucking world. Or in a year or so, everyone fucking knows about it. Yeah. I don't know how to capitalize off that. I don't know what that talent is. I don't know if that's a talent, but that's what I'm saying. If you study how that shit happens, I don't know why I like the music. I don't know why it's good music. I don't know why other people like that music, but other people do. Stop trying to fight it and just fucking learn how to master it. You'll be good. You know what I mean? In the event of what I'm talking about with our kids and shit, even if being the one in front of the camera is the NBA player, you know what I mean? Like, be the trainer. That's the motherfucker behind the camera. You know what I mean? Be the one, like, that's where everyone's it's a lot of shit going on. So it's cool to see that that's even an industry now that people can pursue. I guess it always has been, but now more than ever, it's like opportunities out the ass. Like the dude that I was talking about earlier, he does shit at his school where he's going to football games and he's just, bro, he doing the whole football team. Pause that up, but I think it's like $10 for like a pack of pictures each person, and I'm like, bro, every Friday.
No, you ain't lying. No, you're so right, bro. You're so right. You think
Are you kidding me?
That shit?
Are you kidding me? Every Friday is payday, and you're fucking 16. You're 14, 15, 16 years old. 17, 18 years old. Bro.
Yep.
It's just gonna, you're gonna, one of those kids that you were just on the team with, or that you know what I mean, that you kept doing that shit with, he's now at Florida State. Hey, yo, come down here. I need you to take pictures. Blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Just you see how that's gonna domino effect, or just whatever the fucking case may be. You're gonna end up being in that profession, and before you know it, you doing that shit for a living because it pays all the bills plus some, plus a lot actually. Because that's all we were chopping it up, and that's what I was talking to him about. And I'm like, man, you on to something, man, because that's really it's supply and demand at the end of the day. But motherfucker, you got the crack. You got the crack rock. You got the crack rock.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, man.
People are smart.
No, for sure. Especially with, like you said, the way things are going when it comes to this industry and, you know, where it's headed, the trends is definitely a great market to be in. Whether you're the talent or, like you said, the production, it's a great market to be in. So, yeah, we're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it rolling. We're not gonna, waste no time. We're gonna keep it going. I'm just gonna dive into one of the next topics that I did see. It was funny as hell. What's it called? Damn, it was something about Travis. I ain't gonna lie, Travis Scott. Something happened. Let me think here. Who was it? Fucking. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why did I just read this shit? Yeah. So Travis Scott, Rey Mysterio just announced that Travis Scott's gonna be his partner, tag team partner at WrestleMania, from what I understood. And the official theme song for WrestleMania is also Fiend, which is dope. You know what I mean? Because again, that's a big shout out I want to give to the WWE and wrestling. The nod they've been giving to hip hop. Now again, maybe they've been just trying to clout chase, get the young people in there, but they definitely made a big nod to hip hop this year. I don't know if you saw the whole promo with Metro Boomin and Cody Rhodes, but that shit was dope. When they were stopping in Atlanta, they did like a whole promo with Metro Boomin and shit. But it was just
Wale is sitting here like,
I know he probably is, but if they come to Baltimore, if they go to the Baltimore DMV area, they gotta shout out Wale. He better come. They always put him on camera though, G. They always put him on camera. Like when
okay.
Because he goes to like all the events. He goes to WWE.
That's all I was gonna say.
He's had a segment actually. He's had a segment with the New Day.
For real?
Yeah, he had a segment with the New Day.
Okay. All right. Well, still.
For sure, I get it.
About being a pioneer, like how we talk about how we talk about Lil B and Soulja Boy and all that. Like Wale's one of them ones for the WWE that was like, bro, he was putting on for them.
No, for sure, definitely.
It's like, you know what I mean? Been putting on. So that's all I was gonna say. That's all I was gonna say.
Nah, you ain't lying. You ain't lying, G. I would say, what's it called? But yeah, it's cool to see how they're shouting out hip hop with that whole event and everything. I mean, that whole promo they did with Metro Boomin and shit. But
yeah,
the Fiend, now that they're making Fiend, the theme song of WrestleMania, I believe, from what I've seen. I had to go really fact check this, but from what I saw, it's supposed to be the Fiend's theme song of WrestleMania. I think that's just so cool because with The Weeknd, and one of his songs was just the stumps. I think his was the theme song of last WrestleMania, and that was in Philly. I'm pretty sure his theme song was last WrestleMania. If not, it was just to surpass something for him. But pretty sure it was Philly in WrestleMania.
That's right.
I was gonna say, I remember when I was a kid, they would always have all those rock and roll songs. And I'm not saying they ain't cool. I love them. Like, they were cool too. You know what I'm saying? But I always sit to myself and be like, man, when are you going to have like a rapper? You know what I mean? A hip hop song. Like, because this is just what I was listening to, was what I related to back then. When I was, like I said, just what I was avidly listening to at the time. And it just, that dream never really came true for when I was young. You know what I mean? I don't remember ever hearing a rap song be a theme song. There might have been maybe something out there. I might have to check because I don't want to.
Maybe the Black Eyed Peas.
That's what I want to say. That's something like that. Like, it's something like that. It may
not necessarily rap. But
it's got a little urban twang to it. Got a little urban. Got a little seasoning on that motherfucker right there. You know what I'm saying?
Black Eyed Peas, cuz.
Yeah. That's what I say. Vince McMahon is such a dickhead.
Hey, my best friend's black.
Exactly.
That's all that.
That's exactly what that is. Exactly. Not capping. No cap right there. But yeah. So being that Fiend is the theme song, that's cool as fuck, man. That's super cool. And because Travis came out, this is video. And Travis came out in the mask when he announced it. I said, that's crazy. I can't even believe he's being tag team partners with Rey though. Like, that's so cool. It's cool
that is an experience.
No, it definitely is. Definitely is. I fuck with Rey Mysterio. That's my boy. That was my favorite wrestler back in the day. Like I said, oh man, so cool to see that, man. Shout out Travis, man. Dope ass artist, dope ass individual.
Wrestling was so fucking cool at a point in time, man. Like,
telling you, it's turning up like crazy. I'm telling you, understand? Like,
I just feel like the old way because yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna be real because I'm gonna tell you this right now. Boom. When The Rock and Steve Austin like had their little, all right, bet we're done. And
Yeah.
it just like, I was like, all right, man. The one bull who I hated so fucking much, but I hated him so much that I had to watch him. And then I ended up fucking liking him, pause. Randy Orton.
Oh, what? You hated Randy?
I hated Randy.
Oh,
Couldn't ever stand Randy Orton ever.
from the
Ever.
that was my day. That was my day.
Couldn't ever stand Randy. I was like, you cocky son of a bitch. Someone whoop his ass.
No, that was all my
Someone whoop his ass.
Youngest world champion, straight vicious.
RKO and everyone. All my heroes going down like flies. I'm sitting down there like, yo, bro. Trump, help me. Trump.
Oh, no.
Trump, help.
When that nigga started to punt, I knew that nigga. That was my nigga. When he started punting,
that's when I really hated him.
Yo,
really
I was like, he's off the cheese right now. I was just crying. Because when he put in Mr. McMahon, that was like the funniest shit I ever seen in my life, yo. So funny, but yo, like man. I said, Randy top 5 wrestlers all time. And I stand on it. I don't care what none of y'all motherfuckers say.
That's a hot take.
All that dumbass shit.
With it.
Top 5, bro. Y'all can say all that shit about the Hulk Hogan, all that bullshit. To me, Randy definitely top 5 for me.
Randy definitely up there, and like even up there in terms of like career and in terms of finisher. The RKO is one of the best finishers.
I was about to say, bro.
And I know other people do it because I forget. I think it's called a cutter. That's what they call it. Like that's
yeah. It's definitely called a cutter.
But it's like he just made it so. The way he sold it is like, yeah, I'm just gonna prey on you. Pause. Like. I'm gonna wait at a point in time. I'm gonna wait for you. I'm just going, and then it's coming. Pause, and then it's just so wild, bro. It was the best finisher.
It's definitely one of the most exciting finishers. One of the most exciting finishers.
Because then, it was that to where he could build it up. Pause, but then also that's one of them ones where you might think he's fucked up, and then you go for some dumb shit, and then boom, next thing you know, you're RKO on the ground, done. 1, 2, 3. I just lost my belt. What happened? Trump, hell.
Yeah. Definitely not calling for that video. I'll tell you that right now. I'm definitely
Trump, hell.
But like I was gonna say, workhorse, man. Workhorse. That's all I think. That's all I think when it comes to WWE when I hear Randy Orton's name. Workhorse. He's been there for how many umpteen years, performing at the top of his game always. I mean, I know they did say there was a couple of years where he was kind of disengaged. I feel like Randy's career took a turn where it kind of stalled. It kind of stalled out. You know what I'm saying?
Was that right after Evolution, or is this later?
I can't even really pinpoint it because I want to say because there was years where he actually had the WWE Championship as well, and he was really going back.
Yeah. But that's like when I liked him.
Yeah. There was just some years I read online somewhere they were talking about where he was really, like I said, disengaged, and I don't know, he was kind of just being an asshole and shit. And I think he even missed it in some interviews and stuff. And he came back around, but I don't know what was going on.
I feel like he just maybe played into he was on some Heath Ledger.
Definitely
he was on that. I'm playing into the role.
But if we want to be honest, just like Triple H's, they call it a reign of terror, basically where he just was just beating everybody, and it was trash because they just didn't have nobody to beat him. They felt like, but they did have some people that got built up. Like Booker T was one of them that they were saying he should have won, and he should have. Everybody knows that WrestleMania, he was over like hell. All the fans loved him. It was his time to shine, but they still had Triple H win. But yeah, Triple H's reign of terror. Basically, I feel like John Cena had something similar where he was just beating everybody for long periods of time.
Long time.
And Randy, unfortunately, was one of the superstars who succumbed to that. You know what I mean? Fell
Yeah,
victim
he
to that.
couldn't really go over the top.
Yeah, it did go over the top. So I feel
Yep.
like after a few years, there was probably one of those that point in time that I'm talking about where he was just fed up about all that shit. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
hate my job. Why am I clocking in?
Why
I'm
am I
calling
clocking
in
in?
late.
Exactly. It's
I'm calling off today, guys.
calling off today. Exactly. It's like straight up. Like he should have been winning the shit. You know what I mean? He should have been winning the championship. He should have had that. Yeah, I mean, he should have had that belt.
Nah, shout out to Randy.
But shout out Randy.
Definitely,
Exactly.
yeah, he's definitely one of them ones.
A solid piece for years, bro. Never really wavered. Never really wavered. Always been there for the company. I think he's been in there at least 17 years.
Like I said, no matter what, no matter if I loved him or hated him, he was there. He was fighting the people that he was fighting the people that you did love or hate. You know what I mean? Like, so he was there.
Randy, that was my nigga, man. Definitely one of my niggas. Shout out Randy, man. Shout out Randy. But what was I even saying? What I brought the wrestling up because I was talking about
the hip hop, the Travis Scott coming down, Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, but yeah, man, shout out WWE in general, man. That shit's just dope as fuck. We're gonna move on to our last topic here because we definitely only got a little bit of time. I'm gonna wrap us up. Yeah. We just gonna move straight into the basketball. Again, you guys know, big basketball fan over here. It's just my shit. Shout out football. We definitely gotta get into some football predictions, so we might go a little bit further. We gotta get into football predictions. We gotta get. But I was just gonna get into this basketball topic right quick. One of the French players here, actually didn't bring it up so I don't mess his name out. I'm still gonna mess it up, but it's just so I could read his name.
I was about to be
French player.
I'm sorry, racist alert.
Gershon Yabusele, I believe, lands a contract with the 76ers after a breakout performance at the Olympics.
I know how to pronounce that correctly. Wait, say it one more time.
I'm not. But again, like I said, a French player, breakout performance in the Olympics. And I just wanted to bring that up because I just wanted to talk about, the globalization of the game of basketball. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, I hate to say this. We were talking about this earlier in the production meeting, but I hate to say that is the competition of, world basketball, the other countries, these other nations now, is it more competitive now than it was back then? Again, I haven't watched any of the tapes. I ain't watched USA versus Angola, okay? I ain't watched any of that stuff. I haven't watched the Dream Team like that. And I hate that people disrespect them as players, really. Because, again, if you clock the times, if you clock the jumps, you know what I mean, like the verticals and stuff like that, it's really not that far off. You know what I'm saying? So we need to stop feeling like just because they were playing back then and the players didn't have as many skills, or not, I don't want to say as many skills, as many moves as we see today, doesn't mean that they weren't as skilled or they weren't moving as fast or as athletic. You know what I'm saying? Again, of course I understand it's evolution. It's the evolution of the game. The game moves forward. So yes, people are going to move faster and stuff like that. But I hate that they do this respectful. But again, with the performances that I've seen in the Olympics, because even Bojan Bogdanovic, he definitely surprised me. I loved him as a player. When I seen him play, I believe he used to play for the Hawks, but I don't know where he plays right now. But he might still play for him. But I think he got traded. But Bogdanovic for Serbia, you know what I'm saying? To see his performance, to see how he played, I always liked him as a player again. But it was amazing to see just the swagger that, these players from other countries are playing with now. Because they definitely were not playing like that again back in the day. You may have had your certain players, you have your people, who just got that it factor. You know what I'm saying? But it's just not as abundant as I feel like it is today. You're seeing a resurgence of basketball in a way where, international ball is being revolutionized. Like they're playing at a different level. You know what I'm saying? And the biggest thing that I say about their game that's cool and that's different from an American basketball player is the way they move the ball. If you watch Serbia, the way they move the ball, definitely, man. They were huge on that. And you can see Joker, Jokic was really key on coaching them and telling them that's what we need to beat them. And that's why they gave us a run for our money the way they did. You know what I'm saying? Because they definitely were moving the ball well, had open shots, and they were knocking them down. It was crazy. And the offensive rebounding was really out of this world. So, but again, how do you feel about the state of basketball in the world and the world catching up to the U.S. Because it definitely feels as that's what's going on. Have you felt like they've caught up, or what do you feel about the state of basketball?
I'm gonna tell you this. This is a super hot take. I think that the people in the NBA are so goddamn good now that we got to start pretending like the people overseas are giving us competition, bro. What you just said was trash. Like, I just think I'm not saying what you said, but Bogdanovich, I understand that he's whatever. He was an all-star. He got this, he got that. Bro, he's just one of them people who just he just don't stop running on the court. It's not like even to me, he's just one of the people, he just don't stop running. It's not like he's good, he just don't stop running.
Well, Steph Curry does that. We don't say that about him, so I'm not going to disrespect.
But like, I feel like you can shut Bogdan the fuck down way easier.
He was making shots, man, and he was moving, bro. He was moving.
Listen, I'm gonna keep it a stack. I ain't believing in no one form.
I'm not saying he's a superstar. That's not true. Now, again, we're talking about three. All right, the year before this year, what's it called? Giannis. What's his name? Obviously, Jokic won, so that's a European player. And the year before
he's Russian or German or Serbian.
European player, doesn't matter. European. And the year before that, Giannis won. So another foreign player, another foreigner. Right, so look, they say international player that won the chip.
So, like I said, the league has gotten so ass that they just outsource and shit.
Outsourcing shit? What you mean? Outsourcing what?
They said we need to look outside of America because Americans is playing like ass right now. So I'll give you the Americans is playing like ass. Because when you look at it, it's Americans playing like ass. I don't think that internationally they're beating us, or else we wouldn't win gold every fucking year.
No, I mean, that's why we're still who we are. Again, that's why I said I don't think so. If that was the case, we wouldn't win gold. And that's why they would be looking elsewhere.
Yeah,
they're only looking elsewhere because I honestly believe that their talent is becoming better and catching up to our talent here in America when it comes to basketball. On top of the fact that you got to think about the overall mindset and the psyche of the player as well. Just look at Jokic. He is a low maintenance player. You don't gotta deal with none of that shit with him. You gotta worry about the fucking DUIs. You don't gotta worry about the strip clubs. You don't gotta worry about the entourages. You gotta worry about shit. He just wants to go home to his country and his family. He made his money. He did what he got to do. He comes over here. He takes care of his work. He shows up for work. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit that they're looking for. And unfortunately, I'm not going to shit talk to American player like we just all shitty. It's not like that. I'm not saying that the only mistake, just like
we are vice land.
But I will say that I feel like there's a factor of that you know what I mean, that plays into it. And on top of the fact that maybe some of these prospects enter the draft, but others I feel like you can sign in free agency. So you can get these people on deals. You can get these people on like really cheap deals. You're not paying, what you would be paying a rookie that you're drafting from UConn, that you're drafting from UNC.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
You just bring him from overseas.
You just bring him from overseas, put him on a 10-day if he really show out. Try signing. You know what I mean? He could be minimum.
No, I don't want to downplay him. I don't want to downplay him. I don't want to downplay that they're ass or anything, but it's just like at the same time, it's like I said, all right, so I'm contradicting myself because at the same time, I'm saying that Americans have gotten so ass that we're bringing in the international players. But then at the same time, what the fuck are we bringing them in for if they can't even fucking beat us in the Olympics when it matters? So at the end of the day, like you're saying, this is like is this the base of the iceberg? This ain't the tip. Yeah, this is like the base of the iceberg. Like this is when they're gonna start getting good. Okay, so everyone's gonna start looking up to Luka, and wherever Luka's from and wherever Jokic is from, they're gonna start looking up to them the way motherfuckers were looking up to like AI, and then the way motherfuckers were looking up to Yao. You know what I'm saying? Like
Kobe,
all that. So within like when our kids are of that age, then I feel like we might be at a point where oh shit, America, what are we doing?
Trust me, I honestly believe that we're already really close to that point right now. The biggest thing that I noticed in the Olympics this year is that they're still playing a lot of older players, like a lot of older players, people who've been playing in the Olympics since Kobe and them were playing back then in 2008. Don't get me wrong, Brown and them are still playing, but not everybody's Brown and KD. Yeah, I mean, you got people like Rudy Fernandez, fucking who else was out there? What's his name? One of the French players. One of the French players. He's just a vet. He's an NBA vet, but again, he's older.
Batum.
Batum was out there. Batum was out there as well. Batum was out there, and there was another one. There's another guy. I can't remember his name right now for the life of me for some reason. But yeah, either way, all I'm saying is I noticed across the board, like when it comes to a lot of those foreign countries, there was a lot of older players out there. So again, their talent, they need to switch it up. And watching these younger players, again, that's what I talk about. That's why I talk about Bogdanovich, because he is one of those younger players. He's watching the Kyries, the AIs, the like you said, the Steph Currys, LeBrons, all of those people. So he's playing. When I watch his style, when I watch the way he's attacking, the way he's playing, I'm like, oh, we got something to worry about, because if there's more motherfuckers like him, you're gonna have to watch out. You know what I'm saying?
Damn,
so that's
right,
why I
man.
said
Because now you're having me backtrack. Because again, now my bull from Houston, my man, I forget what his name is, but it's our center. I can't think of him, but he's from Turkey, I think.
Okay.
He's Turkish. Shampoo. That's what Flight calls him, Shampoo.
Yeah.
But he's cold. He's real cold. But he's cold because I don't know. He's like I think he plays as our center, but he's like
a forward,
6'10", maybe max, 6'9", 6'10". But his post moves is so crazy.
Yeah.
And like on what's his name? Paul George's joint. He was on Paul George's joint, and like Paul George was even giving him props, like, bro, we don't know how the fuck to guard you. Like, you pump fake us so fucking much that like it becomes annoying as fuck. And I'm like, that's again, like, again, I'm the has-been of the century, but like going back to we're playing chess. People like that, we're playing chess with y'all.
Yeah.
We're going, I'm a fake it just to see what I'm gonna do it 12 times. You're gonna bite on one of them, but he's one of them who does that. He's one of them who does that. You know what I mean? And it's like he's really thinking, like how you're saying, like they're really thinking, they're really moving, they're really executing, where Americans have just fallen
ISO,
like victim to the ISO and the 3-point shot. Like
it's just ISO all day.
And,
ISO day.
And
like
it goes back to what you were saying, where their teams, and I guess that's where I was gonna go, where their team, they are very much so. That's why I say we haven't seen like a very, like, okay, Luka and Jokic again, we keep going back to them. But like there's probably going to be so many more because they don't play that ISO ball. And like I guess what did Luka come over here at 18? Like he didn't play any American ball before 18.
No.
There's going to be one of those kids like I'm sorry, my man from Hershey, who's in the you know what I'm talking about. There's going to be one of them from over there that comes over here during his youth. And he's going to know, oh, these Americans, this is how they play. I'm taking this shit back to where I'm from.
Yep.
I'm going to cook the fuck out of everyone over here. But little do they know that's going to inspire then the next wave of, boom, that's how we going to play. And that's how they will modernize. But I say that to be like, yo, there's going to be one of them who really, because like I said, it's so much so team play to me that like anyone can, kind of like a game manager to me, like anyone can shine, because they like Luke is one of them who really does ball. But I'm saying you could tell he comes from like a FIBA. He don't play like an American.
He don't play like an American, but he'll play like the closest thing that a European is going to play like an American. too. Now I get
Yeah,
it. You're
true,
gonna have
true,
one of those
true.
people who are gonna like a European, like you're saying, that's gonna just straight up play like an American, like straight up selfish and just go crazy. You know what I'm saying? I get it.
Yeah,
But Lucas, like I said, the closest thing I have to it, and again, these people just watch the Americans play, just like Jokic. They just watch the Americans play. The difference with them is, again, that's what makes them unstoppable because um they're really focused in on being able to have the team success as well. Still, like the team success is still number one to them,
yeah,
but they
yeah,
also play like LeBron or play like KD or whatever because that's what they're watching all their life. That's why again, well, maybe not more so with Luka. You see a straight up and down LeBron emulation with Luka because he's very ball dominant. He really just
exactly.
makes his own shot. That's just what Luka does. He just does his own thing. So
Yeah,
again, that's the closest thing you're gonna have. He is really a one-on-one player. That's what Luka does. If you watch those series this past year, you know what I mean, with the Mavericks, it was a bunch of one-on-one stuff. Now, the good thing that they did do for Luka to get them away from that, here, Kyrie, you take it. All right, now I'm gonna take it the next time. Was they were setting a lot of screens, letting him get to the paint and letting his bigs roll so he could just dump it off for like a fucking lob or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they would do. Because sometimes they would back off, Luka would just shoot a little mid-range. Like they were doing a lot of pick and rolls like that to get him those easy looks and get the rest of the team involved so he wasn't just so ball dominant. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
again, that's the closest thing you're going to have that when it comes to a European player. And again, that just was coming from the inspiration of them watching, LeBron and all
exactly,
those different people. So
exactly.
now that they're the example for their people at home, you're going to have people, like you said, watching them being like, you know what, I want to be just like yours. I want to be just like you, Luka. You know what I'm saying? And you're going
It's
to
gonna
have
be
them.
scary. It's
Yeah.
gonna be
And
scary.
like I said, it's already been like that. I just think we're just not I just think we're just kind of scratching the surface. We just haven't really tapped into it and seen it, but we're going to start to see it. We're starting to see it more and more.
That's what I'm saying because I
The
guess
European
what out
players
of
have been
Jordan,
around. They've been
yeah,
around
yeah.
since back then.
That's
I
what I'm
mean,
saying. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I'm saying like ever since Jordan, you have what? Jordan, then came like your Kobe, then like your Kyrie. And like I'm talking in the sense of Jordan's at his peak, Kobe's watching him like I gotta be Jordan. And then at Kobe's peak, Kyrie's watching him like I gotta be Kobe. Like even though you know what I'm saying, like, but it's like at that point in time where it's like, all right, it's progressing because you can see with each fucking generation, Jordan was this, Kobe was that, plus I'm gonna put my spin on it. And then
yeah,
you got Kyrie coming to the league where, okay, Kobe put this mentality, but I'm gonna put my spin on it.
yeah.
And you know what I mean? So as the shit goes down, we're just gonna get we're in that Curry phase right now where everyone wants to be Curry.
Yep.
So what's gonna happen when everyone can shoot a three? Are we gonna go back to AI handles? That's gonna become the shit again. You know what I mean? Even though Curry has the handles, no one's looking at Curry to be like, oh, he's about to shake people. They're
It's
looking at
all.
him like he's about to shoot a three.
I
You know
think it's
what I
all
mean?
about who's ever inspired. Whoever you're inspired by, the people
Yeah.
are going to
Yeah.
end up moving in that direction, like you said, and you're going to have that next superstar. Like John Morant wasn't like. There wasn't no John Morant. The closest thing we had to John Morant before that was Derrick Rose. You know what I'm saying? But there wasn't no. It wasn't like you said during the time of John Morant coming out. It was the Steph Curry year. Everybody shooting threes. Everybody playing
Exactly.
that type of
Yeah.
game, looking for 3-point shooters. And in the era of 3-point shooters, what does Ja do? He said, "I'm doing this. My
I'm taking.
I'm taking flight. You know what I'm saying? This is what I
Yeah.
do." You know what I'm saying? So again, it's about who you're inspired by, and they're going to take that inspiration, take it to that level, and whoever makes it to that level, that's what you're going to see. You know what I mean? It's not always about trends. And I'll say the people who change the game and usually last in the game and make that mark are the people who do stick to finding what they do well, what they do best, and elevating it to the highest level. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? And that's when you're going to see those type of people. The people who are following the trends and being like, "Oh, I got to do this, I got to learn this." That's where you're not going to see maybe, the best. You know what I mean? No offense to like Trey
Exactly.
Young's out there, but again, just look at
You gotta
the
relax,
proofs in the book. Proofs in the pudding. Look at it. They projected him to be the next Steph Curry. What is he's nothing near that, bro. He's nowhere near that. Like, no offense to him. I'm not disrespecting because they don't got the same team. They don't got the same.
Relax.
They don't have the same situation in any way. But I'm just saying
Relax.
that's what that is. That's what that is. I'm just saying, like,
It took Steph like 4 years in order for him to get good, guys. Relax, guys.
4 years from to get good. I had to look into it.
I'm just kidding. I'm just drawing. I'm just saying.
I thought it was 2. But he was still decent.
He was
You know-
under what's his name's belt before that. You already know what I'm talking about. He was under.
Monte Ellis was
yeah.
playing, so like he definitely was limited in a way. But
Monte Ellis was that boy. Talk about some.
one of the best hoopers, small hoopers out there. Love him to death. Heart of a lion.
Monte Ellis, and then shout out to Gil's Arena, but Brandon Jennings.
Brandon Jennings, shout out.
Brandon Jennings was different.
My favorite hoopers.
And that's why I be feeling like I'm gonna be real. Brandon Jennings is how I feel about myself, boss. As passionate as he be snapping. I just ain't got no proof to back the shit that I say up. I ain't got no video proof. So it's just my word versus y'all. But anyone who knows me could be like, oh damn, yeah,
for sure.
Damn. But it's just like, yo, I feel B Jennings because he was a real hooper. And when he talks about people being hoopers, I know who he's talking about. Hoopers. Hoopers. Like, so yeah. B Jennings, you that boy, because at that point in time, Monte Ellis, Brandon Jennings, who else? Because I don't think it was Brandon Jennings that was on. It was Monte Ellis and someone else that was on the Warriors. Was Curry on the same team as Ellis at the same time?
Yeah, like I said, they played at least one season. I think Monte got traded literally in the next season. Shout out Mark Jackson. We ain't gonna get into that, but shout out Mark Jackson.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Yeah.
No, basketball also, man. I don't mean to cut you off or anything, but we do gotta keep wrapping it up. I do want to do these predictions.
I was going.
Quick. So
okay, yeah.
Go
ahead.
Don't worry. I just was gonna say, like I said, the state of basketball, like I said, right now, is a beautiful thing to see where it's going. It's crazy because I seen a comment a while back that was saying like basically we just gonna be all playing like basketball like the Space Jam, like how the Monstars were and how they were tall as shit. Like that's how it's
just jumping from the free throw line.
And it's just crazy. Literally, it's just starting to look like that. Like I'm hating to bring him back up or anything, like because I ain't trying to glaze, but Cooper Flag, like I watched him again. I was watching some video on him, and bro, it's
Tell
just
me
so
he ain't
tall.
wild.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just thinking, like I said, it's so tall. He's so long. Like he's able to move very agile. You know what I mean? From what I see, I thought he could shoot. I didn't really get to watch too much.
Yeah, no, he can
shoot. Yeah, like moving like that, man. It's just gonna be scary for the league. But that's the archetype.
That's gonna be the prototype.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying that's what it's. No, it already is, bro. Because you got a Wemby. You know what I'm saying? We got a Wemby who does that same type of thing. So again, the archetype's been moving towards that. The archetype has been Kevin Durant for
Larry Bird. Larry Bird back.
I mean, Larry. I mean, no.
I'm just no. I'm not saying. I'm not comparing. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
when Cooper Flag comes in the league, it's Larry Bird season again.
No, for sure. I get that. Definitely, I can get that 100%. But yeah, like I said, what's I saying?
That's my fault. I stole the thought. My fault. Trump 2024.
It was something about Cooper flagging him.
You were saying basically it was the prototype for what's to come.
Yeah, I was just saying Kevin Durant's been the prototype. He's been the prototype for I don't know how many years now. Like people have been wanting a player just like that, and you can see it. You can see what the NBA's been drafting, what they've been looking for. It's been Kevin Durant type builds. They're all tall as fuck, dribble, can defend, can shoot, all of that. That's what they want.
Do everything
straight up and down. That's what KD does. And honestly, we saw why they look at him as like one of the best players in the like I said in the league right now. Like everybody was in awe when he went out there and just did his thing, and they knew he was going to do his thing. Now I know Steph had to carry and do what he had to do, but I feel like if they wanted to put on KD's shoulders, they definitely could have. Because like I said, the fact that he did come in and just went like I think he went like 5 for 5 at one point. The one game he just came in and just was going off. Like like I said, it just shows. It just shows. Like I said, why he's one of the best players in the league. But we'll wrap that up. Moving on to NFL predictions, we're just going straight up. Fuck the preseason. Nobody give a fuck about that. Because again, all these quarterbacks, they like I said, they look good for now. But then you get out there, like I say, in that regular season, things start to look a little different.
Shit look hectic.
So we ain't gonna talk about that. Other than the fact that I'll say,
shit look hectic.
JJ McCarthy did get hurt, and that kind of sucks, man. because he actually was looking really good, and I just wanted to see what it's going to look like. Because people were really shitting on him. Basically, they were like, I don't think they felt like he was worth it. You know what I mean? Mission quarterback. People were saying that they shouldn't even draft him. Why should you draft him?
He did go to the Vikings though. That wasn't just a Madden thing. Okay.
No, he went to the Vikings. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Justin Jefferson. He had this touchdown pass to the ball, and Justin Jefferson was snapping. I was like, yeah, because it looked good, man. It was a great throw. But anyways, like I said, so I mean, it's just unfortunate. Unfortunate. I just hate to see that. But
You
again,
never wish for that.
yeah, Sam Darnold's their starting quarterback, so it's whatever. Like as long as he can sit and still learn, it doesn't matter. Some of these rookie quarterbacks really don't need to be starting. You know what I'm saying? It's good for them to sit. Patrick Mahomes sat, and he's one of the best. He's going to go down as one of the best. You know what I'm saying? So there's no reason to be humble yourself. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to feel like sitting on the bench is a bad thing.
Exactly.
But predictions, how you feel? Let's just do this right here. Who do you feel is going to win the Super Bowl? Who do you going to think is going to be in the Super Bowl? Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? And your wild card prediction to make the playoffs?
All right, man. So winning the Super Bowl, I'm not gonna lie. I don't give a fuck what the papers say. I don't care what anyone says. I don't give a fuck how long it takes for a team to mesh. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Texans. I think the Texans are gonna win the Super Bowl. I think CJ Stroud is about to ball in a way that we haven't seen since Lamar was balling that one year. And that's not even a long time, so I don't want it to be like, oh, well, that was only 4 years ago. No, it's the magnitude of what the fuck they're doing. Like, I think CJ Stroud's different. And I forget who they added to that team, but I remember them adding pieces that I was sitting there like, how the fuck did they do this?
They definitely did.
You know what I mean? I forget who exactly, but yeah, they were doing shit like that. In the NFC, who we got in the NFC, man? We got the Eagles. We got.
That's why I asked you all that because I don't really know the conferences too well. I had to get really more versed on that. That's why I just asked who you felt like is going to be in the Super Bowl, who you feel is going to win, and that wild card playoff.
All right. Wild card, maybe we get the Buccaneers on the NFC side. AFC side, I think the Dolphins.
Last year, though.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins slide in as a wild card. I like the Dolphins on offense.
People like the Dolphins. I feel like people feel like they're going to be in the playoff.
But what did they do over the span of the off season? I feel like they didn't add many pieces. They just kind of had the same team. So hopefully they mesh more in a way.
On the defensive side, they got Jalen Waddle, they got Tyreek Hill, they got Tua Tagovailoa.
No, and that's what I'm saying. So they're good. They were good last season. It's not to downplay that they, you know what I mean? But it's like
sometimes you just need another year to build and mesh and get that chemistry. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? We'll see. I'll say if anything, they probably needed more on the defense.
Yeah. Super sleeper though. Let's see. They have Bo Nix playing crazy in the preseason. Well, Bo Nix did play crazy that one preseason game for the Broncos. Mm-hmm. I don't want to go crazy and say that they're going to make the playoffs, but you never know because that division. And never mind, that division's cooked because that's the Chiefs, the Chargers, like I said, the Broncos, and I forget who else, but someone else. But either way, Chiefs and Chargers. And the Raiders, I think.
I was about to say that would be my sleeper. That was my sleeper to make the playoffs. The Raiders.
Yeah.
Where Antonio Pierce as the head coach, you know what I mean? Fonte Adams.
It's just such a
Gardner Minshew is terrible, but you never know. I mean, he did some good thing with Shane Steichen last year in Indiana. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Maybe he can do something again. Maybe he can replicate something.
I think they would need to do some shit because, like, bro, that's like how the fucking NFC West was when the Seahawks were good and we had the Rams being good and the Niners being good at the same time. Mm-hmm. Even the Cardinals kind of being good. Yep. But it's like you kind of gotta. That's all four teams in the division that can make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And we're all fighting for one division spot, bro. Like that's why I was saying. This is kind of off topic, but kind of on topic. I think the playoffs just at this point need to be best teams divided up somehow, some way.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that's what they were supposed to do with them. Yeah,
Fuck the conferences.
And
you know what I mean?
That, but they should definitely do something like that. I think they should definitely explore something like that. At least just
there's going to be a lot of powerhouse. Yeah, because there's going to be a lot. I mean, shit. Even the Steelers are kind of in that division now, where you got the Ravens good, the Bengals good, the fucking Steelers good, and the Browns are kind of quote unquote good.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah,
you can tell me all four of those teams are going to fight for one spot in their division. Granted, they might get in on the wild card, but still, come on, bro. They're fighting. There's two teams that are going to be left out that are going to be really fucking good.
Good, yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, you're not lying. You're not lying. I can understand that. I can definitely understand that. I was gonna say the only other team that I wasn't say would be a really sleeper would be the Cardinals, and if Marvin Harrison
Kyler stops fucking playing. Yeah, I think he did.
I was like, if
Kyler stopped playing Xbox,
if Kyler and him could just like make it a magical duo and they just link up, like that would
put
be
the Xbox down.
To finally see that spark. I mean, you can say that, but there's a lot of athletes that are able to balance those type of activities as well as be professional. I'm not saying Kyler's
there's
one
a
of
reason.
them.
I was gonna say there's a reason why that's in his contract.
I'm not saying that he's one of them. I'm not saying that he isn't. But I'm saying I'm not going to put that judgment on him. I feel like regardless, with all running quarterbacks, I've always felt like they need to learn how to read defenses. The reason you're running so much is because you're not reading them. I know that's a fact. You can't tell me you're not. If you were, you would just do what you have to do to make it easier on yourself and not have to run for your life.
Yeah.
Point blank. So again, all running quarterbacks, that's just how it goes. They need to learn how to read defenses. Get better at that shit. But
do better.
Motherfucker that I think will win the Super Bowl, it's really hard because I would really say this is Chiefs would go back again, but I don't think they're going to have enough this year. I don't know what I know that they redshirt. I mean, their franchise has tagged the one defensive cornerback or safety or whatever, and they got the bull Xavier Worthy. I'm pretty sure. Xavier Worthy, the speedster, the one that set the record at the combine from Tennessee or Texas or whatever. He's a wide receiver. He set the record either way. They got him, so I know they're trying to bring back that Tyreek Hill type of threat. So we'll see what the Chiefs do. If I had to guess who will win the Super Bowl, it's really hard to say. If Joe Burrow and them can stay healthy, they may be able to do something.
If not, that team's imploding next year.
Yeah, it definitely will. They'll just retool a couple people. They're going to try to keep their main two though. Jamar Chase and what's his name? Joe. Yeah. But I'm gonna just go with my Eagles, you know what I'm saying? Eagles gonna win the Super Bowl.
Yep.
2024. Saquon, Jalen Hurts, let's go.
AJ Brown. Dynamic duo.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'd say Super Bowl looking like Eagles versus I want to say Eagles versus Ravens. That's what I want to say.
Okay.
Maybe Derrick Henry is going to be that finishing touch that they need. The only thing I can say is losing Roquan Smith on the defense is just not helpful. You know what I'm saying? It may not affect them as much as people think it may. You know what I mean? Because I know a lot of people have been clowning him. They think that he's not going to do good at the Browns. Or is he? He's the Steelers, I want to say. I think he's at the Steelers.
Roquan Smith.
Yeah, one of those. He went
somewhere. Well, if he's there, he might do good at the Steelers.
Yeah, it's somewhere. It may not be the Steelers. It's somewhere. I can't remember where he went, but he did leave.
Yeah.
He did leave. So, but they think that he's not going to do good wherever he goes because they think that, or maybe it wasn't Roquan. Maybe it was somebody else that left that was part of their defense. And they were saying Roquan Smith ain't going to be calling out his assignments anymore. So he's not going to do as good. It was something of that nature. So, but one of them defensive pieces they lost. So we'll see if their defense is going to be good enough. They were really good last year. So if the defense if the offense could just, get over the hump, I can see them being in the Super Bowl. So we'll go Ravens Eagles Super Bowl.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I respect that. I'll probably just go, like I said, Texans and.
I love CJ. I love CJ, man. Shout out to CJ Stroud. Even though you disrespect the fucking Harrisburg, I don't play that shit. So shout out CJ, but I don't fuck with disrespecting Harrisburg. We're gonna have some words over that.
Texans and Seahawks. All right, it's time to end the podcast. All right, y'all.
Exactly.
Listen, it's been fun. Texans and Seahawks in the Super Bowl. It's been fun. We'll holla at y'all next time. But yeah, Texans and Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
How she scream my name, I did my thing, how she like. I know she feeling my chain, now all these niggas wanna be like me. I only wanna count my change, shit in my veins, that would be nice. Yeah, I stay away from them lanes, I'm in my lane with the green light.